Hi guys and gals and kittens, and welcome to the AINIRO Magic Show. So in this video I have something incredibly cool to show you. I'm going to be showing the powers of GPTs, which are, we now know, actually the reasons why Sam Altman was fired, which is very, very sad. We in AINIRO are extremely opinionated about the events at OpenAI lately. However, I'm going to ignore that for the rest of this particular YouTube video, and then I'm going to show you how you can basically create a GPT-based e-commerce system and how you can create it in 5 minutes. You see, if you have a Cloudlet now, there's a link in the description of this YouTube video to where you can sign up and purchase a Cloudlet. And you can go to Manage, you can go to Plugins, and already now we have released GPT Commerce. Now you click at its details, you can read what it basically does. And I am on the wrong Cloudlet here, so I am going to have to change to this guy. So let me switch to this guy. And then let me go to the plugins sections one more time. Now, GPT Commerce basically allows you to create an e-commerce system with a natural language interface where your UI user interface is effectively ChatGPT. And it does it using the GPT feature from OpenAI that they released the 6th of November just recently. So I'm going to install this bugger. It takes some few seconds before it's installed. And when it's installed, I have an e-commerce system. I'm done. I can go in and have a look at its code if I want to in HyperID. Everything is open source, and I can also modify the code here if I want to. Here you can see it has 2 folders, private and public. Public, most importantly, has the purchase payment link endpoint that was largely automatically created, may I add, using the Hyperlambda GPT plugin, another plugin that allows you to use natural language interface to create Hyperlambda plugins. However, ignoring the code now, I'm going to go to endpoints. I'm going to filter once it's done retrieving all my endpoints. Then I'm going to filter on Open API, and then I'm going to click and expand it, and I can click the arrow here, moving it into the right place of my page. Then I can filter on GPT-commerce. Try it out. Now what I'm basically doing, I'm creating an Open API specification, particularly for the GPT Commerce module from Magic. And I can copy the guy. URL copy to your clipboard. I click this button here to copy the URL. It's important that you filter on GPT Commerce here, and it's important that you filter on Open API, not OpenAI, Open API here to find the endpoint. Then I can go into my ChatGPT account. So I go to chat.openai.com/gpts/discovery. It is important you do need a Plus account to pull this through, and since they've plugged Plus accounts because they're being hammered in request these days, you're out of luck unless you already have a Plus account. I don't know what to tell you. Lobby OpenAI. When you are creating your new GPT, you want to click configure, then you want to go down to create new action, then you want to import from URL, paste in the URL to the Open API specification here. And then you are going to need to add authentication here. Now at this point, unfortunately, I need to after having clicked on API key and bearer, I need to go back into my Magic Cloudlet. I need to click my username in the top right corner here and click generate token. I don't want you to see the token for security reasons. I'm now going to blur the screen for some few seconds. Well, I click generate token, and then I copy the token, and then I close the window. Now you are probably seeing my screen again. Then I'm going to go back here, I'm going to paste in the token, click save, and I'm basically done. You see, what I've done now is that I have created back-end administration GPT, right? Now, if I go back into my Magic Cloudlet, then I go to Manage, then I go to Plugins here, and then I read the instructions for the GPT Commerce plugin here now, then I can copy and paste this instruction here at the bottom. I can glue it in if I click this arrow here, and I can paste it in here. And I now actually have an administration GPT thing that I can query for my products. List all products, right? At this point, ChatGPT is going to ask me for permission to invoking my API. I am going to always allow it to invoke my API. It's a secured API and it doesn't have any side effects besides actually listing all my products. And as you can see now, I obviously don't have any product. So it appears that the endpoint did not return any data regarding the products, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I want to create a new product. Great, to create a new product, I need the following details: name of product, price, and Stripe price reference. I happen to have TextPad up here from before where I've cheated a little bit. So I've got Magic Cloud Professional Yearly subscription. Okay, name is, price is, and price reference is. And I've now created one product. I happen to have 4 products in total. So I am going to, after having allowed for this, I'm going to fast forward the YouTube video so that you don't need to sit for 5 minutes and watch me create 4 products in real time. So I am now basically done, and I guess I should save my GPT and call it GPT Commerce Private. And I should save it. And this particular GPT I want to save only for me. Why? Because this is my backend administration dashboard. And I can now, only I have access to this particular GPT, so only I can use it, but I can ask it to list all products. Right? At which point it will actually list all the products in my database. So it's basically a micro CRUD application, you might say, where I have the ability to create, read, update, and delete and count products. As you can see here, each product have a product ID, they have a price reference, they have a price in dollars, and they have a name being Magic Cloud Professional Monthly. Now, what I want to do is that I want to create another GPT, which is my public-facing interface that allows people to use ChatGPT to purchase stuff from me. By the way, that's not a joke. That's literally what I'm going to do. So I'm actually creating 2 GPTs here now. Hopefully, if OpenAI doesn't flunk out on me. So now I'm going to be creating a new GPT. And this one I am going to call GPT Commerce Public. Right? So this one I want everybody to be able to access. Now I want to go back into my AINIRO Magic Cloud. I want to click on Manage. I want to click on Endpoints. I want to filter yet again on, once this bugger is done, on Open API. I want to invoke my endpoint, but this time I want to invoke it with GPT/commerce/public. Why? Because I want this particular GPT to only have access to the public subset of my API. And that happens to be at the URL GPT-commerce/public. So I now have all the endpoints that is required to use and consume the API as if you were a customer. So now I'm going to create another GPT, e-commerce, GPT public. Then I'm going to create a new action. Then I'm going to be importing from URL, import. At this point, I need a privacy policy because I'm going to publicly expose it for everybody. So I'm going to just glue in our privacy policy here. Then yet again, I need authentication and authorization. So unfortunately, I need to blur the screen. The process is the same. Generate token. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to go back into my AINIRO Magic Cloudlet. I'm going to find plugins. Then I'm going to click on the details for the GPT Commerce bugger here. And then I'm going to copy another instruction here, which I paste in to my GPT as a custom instruction. And this one I actually want to publicly say because I want everybody to be able to access it. So let me just allows you to purchase Magic Cloud using GPT. So now I want to save it, confirm. And of course, the beauty being now that I now have an e-commerce based GPT. What products do you have? Question mark. Now it is going to hopefully, unless OpenAI flunks out on me, it is going to actually list the products that exists in my database. This point, I can tell it to that I can inform it that I want to buy one of the products. Okay. I want to purchase a professional monthly. Starting action, allow. And it might be it needs a redirect URL to actually work. I suspect so. Let's look at the payload. It passed, it only passed price, reference to sales team. And it actually works. It worked the second time. It might be you want to do some more additional prompt engineering in its instructions. However, it already actually works. If I click this link now, I'm buying Magic. For the real, this is real. We are so confident in this. There are a lot of concerns about safety, AI safety related to GPTs. Arguably, according to the rumors I've heard, this was the reason why Sam Altman was fired, because apparently he didn't take AI safety seriously. I'm so confident in the safety of this thing that we're allowing people to purchase here. If you want to have a Magic Cloudlet, you can go to this URL. There will be a link in the description of this YouTube video to the GPT. You can purchase a Cloudlet. I'm 100% confident in that this is more secure than 99% of every single e-commerce system on the planet. And here I can fill out my email, my card information, and the CSV, everything, full name on card. I click pay and subscribe, boom, I've got a Cloudlet. Well, we need to actually manually create a Cloudlet for you. However, we will get a notification immediately, and we will start working, and you'll have an email with a link to your Cloudlet and a username and password within some few hours. So, and it's basically an e-commerce system based upon ChatGPT using GPT and a Magic Cloudlet backend API that in its result becomes a GPT-based e-commerce system. I cannot emphasize that strongly enough. I have created a natural language interface e-commerce system now. Thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, comment. YouTube loves that stuff, and have a beautiful day.